Also,
So then he slaps her.
not yet.
Okay.
He so he's like no, and he like prison bogarts him.
Okay. My pancakes. If I have to eat this garbage, I at least get pancakes.
And so she's like super upset about that somehow. And so she's like, okay, I'll just eat this or whatever. And she's like eating it, but like she keeps on like saying, those are my pancakes, really, And like no, and he like tries the Rudy Valentino eggs or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, nah, these are terrible,
Yeah.
It's not what he wanted to begin with. It's not appetizing to him, and it doesn't taste good to him overall. So he's like disappointed in that, but he gets like hash browns off of it basically. Okay, so he's eating like this tiny meal basically.
Yeah.
Especially compared to what he was going to eat.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, oh, whatever, cares basically.
Yeah.
And then like later on, and she would bring the waitress into it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Which is like always like, come on, man.
So awkward. Yeah.
But she brings the waitress into it basically, and she's like, oh no, she brought the wrong waitress into
Oh,
it.
what?
She tried to get our waitress's attention, and another waitress happened to come by, like, cleaning, basically.
Yeah.
And she was like, excuse me, even though it's the wrong one.
Yeah.
You're not our waitress, are you? She's like, no, I'm not, but it's kind of gay sign. She's like, yeah, can we get, like, a little side of pancakes? And the lady's like, okay, you didn't get yours, or what happened? And she was like, no, okay. For some reason, this is necessary.
Yeah.
She said, no. See, we switched meals because I can't eat that. But he doesn't want to eat that. Which technically has nothing to do with it. The fact that he doesn't want to eat that.
All that you had to say really was, you know what?
I just want
extra pancakes. Just give me a side of pancakes.
Exactly. But
I'll pay for them.
But she not only
Bring me a
explains
side of
the thing,
pancakes.
she explains extraneous material
Yeah.
also. She goes over the beyond even what you would need to say, even
First
if she
of all,
requested
we
an
woke up at
explanation.
11:35 this morning.
Let me tell you, oh man, what a day! First of all, well, no, but so that's bad enough or whatever. But then the lady comes back, and clearly the other lady is like, "What? Are you serious? Like you just like took?" Because like it's pretty obvious that she just took this meal and like
Just threw the other one at our father.
Yeah, basically, and it's like, and it looks really bad because she's like pale, like gas, like white, like really white,
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah, like deathly white.
And my dad is like crazy dark, even for a Mexican.
Yeah, like he's like the color of like gasoline if you like dyed it brown, really dark brown.
Yeah, or anything if you dyed it really dark brown, really, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Because it's more the dye. Than
You
the
could
gasoline.
say that. You could say that.
But he does have the greasy kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
He has the feel of like Church's chicken if you dyed it a really dark brown.
yes, correct. That's right.
Yeah. Now I nailed it.
But so yeah, so it looks like, and she's part German, and so it looks like this like Nazi lady is like forcing like her worker that she picked up. Granted, she took him out to a nice place,
Yeah.
but now she's
Fairly
like,
nice.
I'm just taking your meal basically. And we tried to reason with her like, what if Dad tried to do that? Like, what if he just was like, no, we're switching meals now? That would
wouldn't
never
fly.
fly. It would
No,
be like,
definitely
no
not.
fucking way. It would be like the biggest commotion of all time.
Yeah.
Like, stuff would be being thrown around and
Yeah.
stuff. It would be the end of the world.
You guys would
basically.
get thrown out.
We
You
would be
thrown
gone.
out of the restaurant.
We'd be gone.
You'd probably
like-
get a lifetime ban.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah. Basically that's it. I mean,
So what was the end? Did they get more pancakes? And
oh yeah, they brought her the pancakes and like she ate them or whatever. But like, I mean like, it was hilarious because once she ordered the pancakes, my dad was like, he said something and she's like, oh now you're all understanding now that I'm getting my own pancake.
Yeah.
Like he didn't make a big deal about you switching meals.
yeah, throwing crap at him.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty understanding to begin with, and it says because like he really didn't even really say very much about it. Like
Yeah.
I think he was so hungry that he like didn't give a shit basically at that point.
Yeah.
I was like all over it. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? What world are you from that's like okay in your head? But she was like, well, you know I can't eat that.
Men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
And that's right, sir. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that was the story. I don't know.
Well-
I just wanted to see what you thought about that.
First of all, I just want to bring up one more thing in regard to this. It seems like every time that you guys go to that restaurant, which we won't name,
Mm-hmm.
Village Inn, something bad happens. It never seems to go right for you guys. I wouldn't know firsthand because I never get invited and I never go. But the stories I hear afterwards are always terrible. Something bad happens every time.
Well,
and it usually is not necessarily the establishment's fault so much as it is our mother's fault.
Well,
but for some reason, she doesn't necessarily have the same kind of experiences at other restaurants that she does there.
Yeah.
Seems like they have a much lower batting average as far as like pleasing her.
Batting average? But I don't follow baseball.
Who does?
Not as many people as follow football. But that's true. And I'll tell you what it is that for some reason, I guess because there's more of a variety of things there, she decides I'm going to try this new thing. Because the last time, and I'm sure this is what you're referring to, she ordered a different thing than she gets usually, and that's what she did today also.
Yeah.
And the last time she did that, there was a hair in it, and to begin with, it wasn't really appealing looking either to her. Mm-hmm. And so it's
really, she didn't want it anyway. The hair just gave her an excuse to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime she doesn't want a lot of the stuff that she ends up ordering. Yeah. That's the thing. But this time there was a good reason to be oh, no thanks. There's a hair in it. Yeah. For me, that's not a good enough reason. To me, really, I assume that there's hair being rubbed against it before it comes out, and
among other things.
And not all the time one will come out, but sometimes it will.
Yeah.
And so what, really? It's you know what?
Pick it out, and then finish eating your food.
Take it out.
Swallow it. Eat it. Yeah, that's another way. Either way.
If it's really long, get rid of it, because that's going to be hard to digest.
Yeah, it's going to be hard just to get in your mouth all at once. You're going to be like the fucking Lady in the Tramp with the hair, making out with your girlfriend.
My girlfriend, yeah. My girlfriend, the dog from the Lady in the Tramp.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe her mom.
Yeah. On a rape mission.
Speaking of which, I guess that's as good a time as any to ask my final question of you. Since it's come up so many times during this podcast.
What do you want to know?
I just want to know, do you actually care about rape?
This is a tough one.
Okay.
Because I feel like rape is a bad thing. But really, is it? I mean, no. It isn't.
Right.
Because here's the thing about it for me. Is that
I don't think that's a popular sentiment. I think most people would say
flat.
It actually is a bad thing.
Just flat and don't do it.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
Bad. It's a bad thing.
Here's the thing. You can argue it any way you want. People, what is that noise?
I don't know.
People, it was very poorly done. But people who get raped either go one way or the other. And to me, they're both good ways. Okay. You either are so thrown off by it that you're I don't want to deal with people ever again, basically, and become a hermit or kill yourself or something like that. And then you're not procreating, and thumbs up for that, as far as I'm concerned.
Smart move.
Or B, and granted, there's also the middle road where you become a slut. But B, you can also become a stronger person for it. Because you're oh, I dealt with that, and you know what, I've got through it, or whatever. And now you're
be the best slut ever.
Yeah, you're going to be way better than those other sluts at it. Because now I've already had my anus broken, and I'm going to be able to do it like that anytime I want.
Boom, bam, boom, bam.
Should I slap on
That's what usually happens.
Yeah.
I don't usually intern anus without slapping.
Oh, no, I just meant for the, as far as that goes, will that be annoying to hear that when people are watching it?
Well, now I feel bad for announcing that to everyone. You kind of hung me out to dry on that one.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't mean to, though.
You did, though.
It's kind of like when I rape people. I don't mean to cause you harm. Right. I just need to get revenge.
Hoping you become a stronger person from
I just need to get revenge on my girlfriend for breaking up with me.
That's right.
Or just being... You don't even need to break up with me. If you're just a bitch one day, I'm probably going to rape your mom. But what do you think about rape? I mean, what's your honest, real opinion? Not even joking around.
No jokes. All jokes aside. I am not in favor of rape. And I'll tell you why. I don't feel like, as a non-rapist, see, as a rapist I could see where you would make your argument. As a non-rapist, rape to me is just something that could potentially happen to me. Yeah. If you're asking me do I care about rape in general, not so much. I don't really care if it happens to other people. I mean, I'm not going to feel that.
It's like anything.
It doesn't hurt my butt because you got raped. Now, if I get raped, yeah, I am going to feel that in my butt. That's where I'm going to get raped. So I do care about rape when it pertains to me. And I don't think that's selfish. I don't.
No, it's not.
Because other people are not as important as I am.
Yeah, and you know what? They don't care about you when you get raped.
Hell no, they don't. Nobody's sending me flowers.
No.
Nobody's sending me chocolate bears.
Have you been raped, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have asked that question, because it's really, what's the best that could happen? You say no?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Who cares?
Say exactly. No one cares that I was raped a long time ago.
Yeah, especially if it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's like anything else. Whatever happens to someone else is like, am I really supposed to care about that? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But if it happens to me, it is kind of annoying. But here's the thing. Foresee it. Get ready for it. Okay. Lube up your fingers, get it wide enough, get yourself to a point where you enjoy anal molestation. And then when it happens, just get yourself into that mood really quickly. Like, somebody's like, "Oh shit, you got a knife to your throat." Be like, "Oh," and loosen your anus.
Start imagining me with a Charles Bronson voice.
Well,
whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever works for you, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, probably that.
Or if you can, shit on shit.
Oh yeah, just shit all over them. And I wish I would have done that. I bled all over them, but that didn't seem to deter him at all.
If you're a man, maybe don't do it, because it's less likely. But if you're, unless you're like in the Catholic Church, if you're a woman, then you should be definitely doing this. Like, yeah. I don't understand when chicks are like, I don't like anal. Yeah. What? Aren't you prepared for rape? What's wrong with you?
That actually has come up numerous times. I don't agree with you on a lot of your thoughts on rape, but I do agree with that. If they don't like anal, I'm like, well, clearly you're not even trying to prepare yourself for your potential raping.
Being raped. You're gonna be raped. Not potential. You're gonna be raped at some point. Yeah. Maybe it's when you're married and you got too drunk and you pass out and your husband's like, well, we fuck all the time. I think it's okay. And he rapes you, basically.
That's what happens a lot of the time, actually.
Like nonstop.
That's the #1 cause of rape.
Is it?
In America.
I didn't know that.
In the world.
But
I think I read that in a caption.
And this is why it's important to have kids watching this podcast. You need to tell your kids right now, because they're
living under some false understanding that they're not going to get raped.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like public enemy #1 for rapists.
Yeah, rapists love kids.
That's like their #1 demographic.
That's like, the younger the better, basically.
Yeah. Pedophiles especially. Mm-hmm. They are trying to get like babies. If they could get like 10 minutes alone in like a newborn where they keep the newborns.
Yeah.
They would be all over that.
The intensive care unit, I think it's called.
I don't think so.
No.
But I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Maybe.
It doesn't sound right, though.
Rapists almost never go for cougars. They're not really into like the older ladies. Sometimes they are, because they're easier.
Yeah.
But a lot of times,
I guess I am way into that.
Okay.
Because I'm doing chicks' moms all the time, but I'm not trying to be like a cub or whatever. Yeah. I'm just trying to rape them.
You're just doing this, though, out of anger and jealousy.
The same as when I masturbate. Really.
Whereas the rapists, a lot of times, aren't doing it out of anger and jealousy. They're doing it because, damn, that's a hot, child, I guess. Like, that's their opinion, not mine, obviously. I'm not a rapist. But I think that's basically what goes through rapists' heads when they see kids.
In all fairness, you watch a lot of Criminal Minds, and you know a lot about pedophiles.
Criminal Minds.
And, Criminal Minds, yeah. But more importantly, pedophiles.
Yeah, I know a lot about pedophiles from watching Criminal Minds and Law & Order SVU.
Is that show about that?
A lot of times it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
A lot of times it is.
Yeah. Is that the one with Vincent D'Onofrio?
No.
No?
That one is a different one.
Did they also rape kids?
No, I don't think so. That one deals with some other kinds of crimes.
Okay. So these other ones, though, they're the people who are in the police force are the ones raping, or other people rape?
Both.
They both.
Sometimes it's the one or the other. But if Vincent D'Onofrio was the one that was handling the rape cases, like rape would be eliminated because
In,
he's
like, 10
amazing
days,
on his
yeah.
show. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
not-
rape would no longer exist.
This
'cause
is
he's
what
too
I'm.
smart
This
for
is
it.
what I'm confused by. Why don't they get like D'Onofrio
Yeah,
and Chuck Norris together?
yeah, and Chuck Bronson,
And yeah, and get them to like wipe
Bruce
out
Lee.
stuff like that. Well, Bruce Lee's dead.
and I think Charles Bronson is too.
He might be now, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me look it up on my phone.
Okay, that'll
Uh,
be entertaining.
You didn't say anything while I look it up.
I'll just every once in a while be like, "Did you find it yet?
What?
Did you find it yet?"
Well, I was looking at porn.
Oh,
We'll just
Wasted my time.
we'll just forget
And then